And I wanted to ask you on that more tactical side. What about yourself personally and your teams? What do you use in your everyday lives? Can you share any tactical examples of how you increase efficiency and effectiveness with such tools?
Yes, there are different ways to use these tools. Personally, after we had the first very robust version of GenAI models, I increased my productivity by 100, 1000%. And this is not something that I uh, oversaying. What I mean is, in my everyday life, from summarization of my emails to listening to podcasts that I have generated based on research papers, instead of reading, listening while I'm in the tube, right? Or if I want, let's say, to implement a solution that I have never used a programming language, I can use that immediately. I had an example that I used a programming language that I have never tried before.
Okay.
I asked Gemini, could you generate for me this code based on this language? It immediately generated the code. Okay, you need to have some understanding of coding, but
What?
within 1 hour, I had a production level code
Yeah,
quality
that's
and
thrilling.
an operational thing.
What
Yep.
language, if I may ask? Do you
It was
remember?
about Terraform, an infrastructure language that it is not common in the market
Yeah,
for
exactly.
cloud.
That's the point actually. If it's not very common, can you get production level output? Anyhow, that's very interesting.
There are different also tools. I used once another open source tool that they call it Aider, that you can provide the complete repository of your code,
Uh-huh.
and it has different modes, and this can have a mode of architect. Oh, I want to implement this new functionality for my code. Could you tell me what files do I need in order to achieve that? It tells you the files. This is how you need to structure your code. Okay, could you implement that for me? Boom, enter. And it generates the code and the files for you. And then you execute that. And then what you do is, oh, I have this error. No problem at all. You retrofit the error and it improves its own generated code. And you can have, let's say, a virtual programming assistant in order to help you to implement something. One
Amazing.
very another very interesting scenario is I used to write many blog posts, right? So
Mhm.
and for internal documentation or internal reporting and documents, what I did was to create a solution to, after I have my recording from a video call that we have with my colleagues, my slides, for example, I give that to the solution and it generates for me immediately the report or the blog post that I want to publish. Of course, I prefer to write everything by myself, but there is a beautification, if I may say, aspect of the LLMs that can help you make something more fancy.